Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco 2. Today we have the final episode of the regular season and fingers crossed today we might get into the playoffs. So we played 7 games since you were last here for the Grimsby win and the loss to Blyth, which was just so frustrating. Since then, form it's been alright, it's been okay, and we'll talk you through results and then we'll talk you through the table as well, heading into today's games against Torquay, who are sitting 22nd in the table. So that's going to be quite a big game. Hopefully that should be a routine win. And then we've got Newport County, which we'll talk about in a minute. So the first game after our Blyth loss was a 2-1 win over Dover. Pretty decent win there. Unfortunately, Joe Hall got injured in that game, but he should be okay. He's been out for a few weeks, but should be back for today's episode, which is going to be good because we have missed him in recent weeks. So it'll be good to have Joe Hall back in the squad. After that, a 1-0 win over Northampton. Their man was sent off after what was a bit of a stalemate in the game, and then Joe Howell, came back in and scored the goal later on in that game to make sure we won it 1-0, which is really, really good. Another 3 points in the bag. Dagenham and Redbridge away from home up next. Jermaine Belcher and Jonathan Brown both with the goals early on in that game, 10th and 15th minute. We won that game 2-0, another 3 points. So the first 3 games, really good. 9 points from 9. Since then, it has slipped a little bit. We played Aldershot, who are in the playoffs, and we thought we were going to win the game. We went 1-0 down in the 50th minute, but then came back to winning it 2-1 with Josh Coley scoring a goal in the 82nd minute. But right at the end of the game, Shamar Moore for Aldershot scored in the 89th minute to bring it back to 2-2. But a point was decent. You know, Aldershot are a decent side who are in the playoffs. I think they're pretty much guaranteed it now. Playoff. So in the grand scheme of things, it was a pretty decent result against a side that if we get to the playoffs, we could be playing against. Next up with Chester, another team that are also in the playoff mix. Another 2-2 draw there. We were, again, about to win it. Mark Mason scores in the 88th minute to take us 2-1 up before they score a penalty in the 90th minute to bring it back to 2-2. So unlucky to drop points in those 2 games. I think if we just worked a little bit harder in that final few minutes of the game, perhaps we could have won it and picked up extra points and be securely in the playoffs by now. We were then dealt a bit of a blow away to Hartlepool. They scored in the 84th minute. Hartlepool also chasing the playoffs. So that was a really important game that we had to pick up points in and we didn't. Lost it, gifted all 3 to Hartlepool, which was unfortunate. But we did pick up 3 points at least against Hereford last time out. Jermaine Belcher scoring the goal, but then getting injured in the process. Luckily, as you can see down here, he's unfit, but he should be able to play at least against Newport County, I think. He should be okay for that game, I think, but he won't play today against Torquay. So 4 wins, 2 draws and a loss. Not bad going, I've got to say, but it could have been better. We are sitting just outside the playoffs. Now, we're in 8th place, okay, on 69 points. Which is very good, I've got to say. Fantastic stuff, I think, for our first season in this division. Like, really, we should have no chance of being anywhere near the playoffs. But with 2 games to go, we could do it. Now, we're 6 points behind Aldershot, so they are pretty much guaranteed playoffs, I think. There's no point really trying to catch up with them. They should win at least one of their next 2 games, so, you know, they're going to be guaranteed it. Interestingly, it's Newport County who sits 7th in the table, 1 point ahead of us. And it's Newport County that we play on the last day of the season. So providing we get a result against Torquay, who need a result to avoid relegation. So both teams, Lincoln United and Torquay, playing for something massive in this next game. As long as whatever happens, we stay within 3 points of Newport County and then we can beat them in the next game, we will get playoffs. Of course, we could potentially draw both games. Newport could lose a game. We could then draw against them. They get an extra point, but then Hartlepool might win both of theirs and they'll go into the playoffs instead of both of us. So it's a 3-horse race, I think, for this final playoff place. It's going to be exciting. We'll keep tabs on it, but it couldn't have ended more perfectly, I think, with Newport County on the final day of the season. So heading into this penultimate game against Torquay, a few issues, as you can see. Wakely, Carroll, Turiak and Belcher all need to rest, apparently. And Belcher's obviously come back from his injury and things like that, shouldn't really be playing in the game. So we need to make some changes out there. But the issue is I don't really want to make any changes out there. Dom Cook, though, is going to come on for Kenice Carroll at right back because Carroll does need the rest out there. Belcher's going to have to come off, obviously, because of his injury, so Hall is going to have to come on for him, although Hall isn't particularly the fittest person on the field right now. We'll bring Dale on for Turiak as well at left back, because Turiak also looking tired, but I just really don't particularly want to swap Dale, or Wakely rather. Wakely is just a key man in defence, so we'll probably take him off, I think, at half-time, something like that maybe. We'll bring Sanderson, we'll bring Dutton France onto the bench for Turiak, just in case we need to take Wakely off, but I want to keep him in the squad. Joe Howell and Mark Mason are also looking very tired as well, but in terms of bodies, Brown's going to come on for Mason, but other than that, I don't think there's anyone who can really swap for Howell. Howell is the key player out there. He's been superb all season, so I don't really want to take him off either. So with all that being said, all these players needing rest and things like that going into today's game against Torquay, It's lucky that we're playing Torquay, who are down there. It should be a decent game. We should get a result against them, whatever team we put out, really. But it is slightly risky, especially at this late stage of a season. So the lineup you've got then is White, Dale, Walkley, Clark, Eden and Cook, McCabe, Hall and Howell in the middle, with Coley on the left, Douglas Hurst on the right, and Jonathan Brown up front. Hopefully, we just pick up 3 points today, and we're halfway there to get into playoffs. Right then, kickoff is upon us. We're at home as well, so hopefully a big turnout for the crowd. We need to keep an eye on the Newport game and the Hartlepool game. Who are they playing then? Newport are playing against, or Hartlepool are playing Carlisle away, and Carlisle are in the playoffs. So hopefully Carlisle pick up a win there. That'll be good. Newport, they're playing Aldershot, who are also in the playoffs as well. So hopefully Aldershot pick up a win as well. So we've got favourable fixtures, to be fair, with other teams, the teams that we need to lose, playing teams that are better than them. So hopefully they will lose. We need to do our bit though. We need to make sure we win this game, as Torquay coming forward with the first highlights of the game. Out wide, cross put in, clear, not really cleared actually. Hudson picks up the ball at the Torquay, blocked but only cleared as far as their number 12. Dale we're not getting rid of the ball, and we just couldn't get rid of the ball there. We had 3 really good opportunities to get rid of it. We haven't, and Torquay go 1-0 up. To be fair, we can lose today, as long as Newport and Hartlepool also lose, or draw. Newport can draw, they'll be 2 points ahead of us. But as long as we beat them in the next game, that'll be good. We just hit the crossbar. Clark Eden, though, puts it in the back of the net. Superb free kick, rocketing off the crossbar. They couldn't get rid of the clearance, or the rebound rather, and Clark Eden is there to pick up the pieces and bring us back on level terms. As you can see as well, Newport County are our superior in terms of goal difference. So unless we win by 15 goals or so in today's game, there's no point trying to get on level points with them, as they've just hit the post. Torquay, to be fair. Great effort from them. And now we've nearly got rid of it again. I don't want to fall into the same trap of not being able to get rid of the ball. They've got we're defensively seems to be all over the place at the moment, but we do manage to get rid of it. Of course, if we draw today and Newport lose, we go on level points with them, but by virtue of their massively superior goal difference, they will stay ahead of us. So even if we go on level points with them, we have to beat them in the next game. So we are relying on a lot of things going in our favour. Half time though, and it is 1-1, which is, it's not too bad. Aldershot and Newport drawing, but Newport have had a man sent off, so hopefully Aldershot will score in the second half. Similar story for Hartlepool and Carlisle, they're 0-0 as well. To be fair, we've had to rely on other fixtures going our way in the past before. If you remember back to last season, winning the league, was it? Chorley managed to beat whoever we were fighting the title against. Blythe. It was Blythe, I think, wasn't it? We're fighting the title for. And it was Chorley who came in and they did the bits for us. Chorley beat Blythe on the final day of the season, which meant we won the title. So that was good. Just seen as well, Douglas Hurst with an injury. That's no good. We'll probably take him off, and we'll probably take Howell off as well, although no one can really play there. Brown can play there, can't he? Brown can play on the right. Mark Mason will come on up front. And then, to be fair, Wakely and Howell should come off the pitch. So let's bring on Lee Masters. It's a risky one because Lee Masters hasn't played much, and he's not fit at the moment because we've had to rotate midfielders around quite a bit. So he's also not particularly fit. So he's going to come on, and then Wakely's going to come off of Dutton, France. Hartlepool are winning as well, I think. They've gone up to 69 points. Hartlepool are winning. Newport still aren't losing, which is annoying. They've got a goal kick though, Torquay. They put it, because if we win this and then Newport don't win it, we go ahead of Newport, and then it's in our hands then, the playoffs. Mason's been put forward behind the defence, puts it in the back of a net for his 23rd goal of the season. As things stand, we move into the playoffs with 1 game to go. If results stay as they are right now, as long as we avoid defeat at Newport and Hartlepool don't win by more than 4 or 5 goals, we will be getting into the playoffs. Although Torquay have still got a few minutes to come back at us. Let's calm down. All right, they've got a free kick. I literally thought that was going in the back of the net. Torquay, let's get off very attacking, actually. That's probably why I'm scared. Let's get off very attacking. A few minutes to hold on. Newport still drawing. Hartlepool are on +4 goal difference. We're on +8. So they have to win by 5 to overtake us, I think. Because I'm not sure who scored more goals, actually. So it could be 4, could be 5. But we've won today against Torquay. Superb stuff. It looks like Newport County were held at Aldershot, and superbly, there we go. We have moved into 7th with 1 game to go against Newport County. As long as we don't lose this, we will be in the playoffs. We've got 12 days until the Newport County game as well up there. So I think what we do, players that need a rest. Wakely needs a rest. Belcher Carroll, Turiak, they all need rest. We'll talk you through some of those players in a minute as well, those loan or trial players, because a few of them are interesting. We'll give Howell a rest as well, Hall a rest as well. Douglas Hurst, how long's he out for injured after that? 12 days to 3 weeks. He won't be in the next game then, which is a bit unlucky. Because that's an important game. Right, we'll give those guys, I reckon, 5 days rest. Just because they're going to need it, aren't they? 5 days rest. Have it. As you can see, a few players on trial. These are the top ones apparently being released from the Premier League clubs or something like that. So we've got someone on trial. Stefan Norman looks good with a 4-star current ability, but he's an attacking midfielder. And we don't use an attacking midfielder. And if we get promoted, I don't think we're going to be using an attacking midfielder. If we stay in the same division, I don't think we're going to be using an attacking midfielder. So he's a good player to see, but I don't think we'll be signing him. The player I am looking at a lot is Barry Keane. He looks like a decent centre-back. We did offer him a contract a few weeks ago, and he did want 1.5k per week. So we'll leave it for now. Hopefully he'll lower his demands, and hopefully he'll want to join us at some point. I think the key reason that we've done so well this season and we're in this position is because we kept the core part of his squad last season that just obliterated everyone, including teams in the division above us, including actually Newport County last season in the FA Trophy final. We had a cup final against Newport County last season, and we won it. This, a playoff place, is essentially another cup final for us today. Could we do Newport County dirty for the second time in a row? I hope it is, and this could be a new rivalry between the two clubs. It would be amazing. So, just looking at the calendar quickly, if we avoid defeat at Newport and Hartlepool don't win by more than 4 goals, then we will go into the playoffs. And of course, because there's 7 teams in the playoffs, we have a playoff first round, then a semi-final, then the final. So 3 games, potentially. That's how it's going to work. We could, of course, lose in that first game and then, that's it, season over sort of thing. But potentially, we could go all the way to the final and Wembley once again. There's a lot riding on this game, to be fair. A lot riding on this game. They've got excellent form as well, which is a bit annoying. So, Hurst is injured, so we've got to take Brown on the right-hand side, and then we're going to have to bring Mason on up front. We're also going to bring Carroll back on at right-back. Lovely stuff. We're also going to bring Turiak back on at left back. Belcher's looking good again, so we're going to bring him on for Hall. And I think that should be that. I think that's the strongest lineup we may have this season, apart from Douglas Hurst not being on the right-hand side. But for this game, that should be, I think, the strongest lineup. So here we go. Newport County, a place in the playoffs at stake. 90 minutes, come on. Right then, kickoff is upon us in the showdown of the season. The place for a place in the playoffs. That didn't make sense. We're fighting for a place in the playoffs. That's what I meant to say. Hopefully, a big home attendance. I think last game we had about 700 or so there, about 60 away fans. So a good turnout from us. Hopefully, I'm maybe being ambitious by saying let's break the 1,000 mark. We probably won't do that, I don't think. So 1,000 total with Newport fans, maybe. That would be quite good. As you can see, though, Newport's sort of taking the edge in this game so far, though, with the 3 shots to 1 shot sort of situation. We've got much better possession, though, which is good. I've just realised as well, looking at the table and the scores, because we're drawing, we're on 73. Because Hartlepool are drawing, they're on 70. If they win, they go to 72 points. So if we draw today, there's no chance of Hartlepool catching us up. So it doesn't matter about goal difference. I don't know. It was only adding 3 and adding 1, but somehow I messed that up in my head, and I thought Hartlepool could go into the playoffs, but they can't. As long as they can't actually, because if Newport win, then Hartlepool can't. If we draw or win, they can't. So Hartlepool out of it completely. It's just between us and Newport County in what has been the cagiest game of the season as we approach half-time, and it's 0-0, no highlights. That's good. 45 minutes. Hold on, that's all we need to do. I'm going to say this is a great opportunity to show the pundits they've been right to back you up this season. Oh, lots and lots of green as well at the halftime team talk. Hopefully that's just going to do enough to calm them down, give them the confidence, and show them that they should have belief in themselves to secure these playoff places. Oh, 1,600 as well as the attendance, 250 away, which means we've brought 1,400 of our own fans. Where have they been all season? Because we've never got more than that. Where have they been? They're glory supporters. Or maybe they're all secret Newport County fans. Because we took like 2.5 to Wembley last season against Newport. And surprisingly, the rest of the season, nowhere near that. Until today, when we play Newport again. So either they're all glory supporters going to a cup final in a game where we potentially could get the playoffs. or they all just support Newport secretly and want to watch Newport County, which potentially could be true, as they've stolen the ball off us, Newport County, playing it back to their goalkeeper, who's under pressure but gets rid of the ball, unfortunately, and Newport County with a chance to come forward. Ball into Anthony Seal, out to their number 12. They put it up towards Carroll, who just does nothing with it. Brown with a superb tackle there, and playing it back to White in our goal to calm things down. Now Wakely needs to deliver a good ball up to Mason, which he has done. Mason in behind the defence, putting it... Oh, it was a good save, actually. He goes for a corner. That was a superb save then, because that looked like a certain goal as Turiak puts the corner in. Cleared, but only as far as how will the highlight continue as he plays it back into Belcher. Plays it back out to Turiak with another chance to put the ball in. Clearly didn't put the ball in very well because that's the end of the highlights. Frustratingly, their goalkeeper as well on a 7.3 rating. That means he's played very well to keep us out. And here come us once again, actually, as Mason doesn't actually win the ball. Newport County, another chance to come back. Carroll with another poor header. What's that about? They've got the... If we lose this, it's Carroll's fault. No. Nearly an own goal. Nearly an own goal. Turiak's picked up an injury and apparently wants to come off the pitch. Of course, we forgot to put Dale back on the bloody bench as well, didn't we? So, he can't come off. Sorry, Turiak, you've got to stay on the pitch for another 15 more minutes. As long as you don't throw the game away forward by being injured, we'll love you forever. That's absolutely fine. 10 minutes to hold on to this 0-0 draw, and we will have the playoffs. I find it so frustrating that their goalkeeper's on a 7.3, because it means he must have made some superb saves out there to deny us. But with three minutes of added time, they've nearly scored from that. 3 minutes. Right. Just hold on to the ball. Let's not get rid of it. Let's just hold on to possession, please. We've gone over by 30 seconds. They've had the goal kick. It's all over. We've drawn 0-0. Breathe. We're in the bloody playoffs. Superb. We're in the playoffs. A 0-0 draw has confirmed it. Newport County we've absolutely obliterated. Well, not obliterated. We drew against them in the cup final as well. We just beat them on playoffs, on penalties rather. But 2 seasons in a row, we've done Newport County dirty, and I love it. Oh, out of nowhere, then Yeovil actually go on to win the league. Harrogate were top of the table. Yeovil win 2-1. Where are Harrogate? Like, what do they do? I can't even see them. They drew with Blythe. Blythe, who are 23rd in the table, already relegated. They draw against Hereford. Oh, that's Hereford, not Harrogate. They lost to Chester. Harrogate lost to Chester. Sorry, I got really excited about Blythe then, but Chester beat Harrogate. Harrogate drop off top of the table. Yeovil win it, and Harrogate now have to go to the playoffs. A lot of drama on the final day. A lot of drama, but Lincoln United secure a playoff place, with Belcher and Wakely obviously jaded and needing of a rest as well. That goes without saying every game now. Right, so apparently we are playing against Wrexham in the first round of the playoffs, which actually isn't bad. I think we do have a pretty good record against Wrexham. If you look at the past meetings... Okay, here it is. It's all up. It's it's not actually that favourable. We beat them in the FA Trophy twice. FA Cup once, FA Trophy once, but both times playing them in the league, we have lost 2-1. So, okay. But overall, head-to-head, we are on top because alphabetical, because 7 goals for, 7 goals again. Okay, we're very even against Wrexham, very even. So, it could be anyone's game. That, though, is going to be coming up in tomorrow's episode. That's going to be huge. Potentially 3 games in tomorrow's episode. Again, we're going to do it as a premiere. So, tomorrow, be here at 8 p.m. GMT tomorrow. We'll watch it live, as it were, with all of us, and it's going to be massive. Wrexham in the first round. Potentially that's just the 1 game, but we could have 3 games and could have promotion. So join me tomorrow for what could be one of the greatest episodes ever of the Lincoln Loco. Not just Lincoln Loco 2, both Lincoln Locos, and in my entirety of time on YouTube. It could be amazing. I'll see you then.